皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today, guys, I like to talk a little bit about the future, actually. The images of the future I have in my head right now. By the way, this is just me imagining about the future. I'm not, what should I say, 100% confident that this future is going to be coming. Of course, my plans will change. Of course, as I get better at things or gain more experience and such, I will definitely be changing my plans. But for now, this is something that I really do want to do in the future. So first of all, the reason why I started thinking or shifting, I guess, my future into this way is that recently I really feel, especially if you've been watching my videos, I really feel that right now Japan is probably not the best place to preserve and evolve Japanese culture. Now, I always say that my dream is to preserve and evolve traditional culture, but I believe right now Japan does not have an environment to do that. And it's because you guys probably understand. You've probably been watching a lot of my videos, right? It's all of the senior, junior stuff. It's all about the superiors are always on top, regardless of how much dedication they're putting into the art, how much skills they actually have. It's all about the age and all about how long they've been training. And there's so many of these, just like the problem with the Michael world. There's so many what should I say, hidden problems behind all of the things because it has such a long history, and everything. So many things are justified just because it's a tradition. And also considering the poverty in Japan right now, how cheap yen is, or how low the amount of salary Japanese people are taking now. Compared to all the places around the world, Japan's economy is the only place, the only society, only economy in the world, only country in the world where the economy has been getting weaker for about 30 years now. Yeah, about the same or getting weaker about 30 years now. So because the headmasters of any Japanese traditional culture are very poor, of course everyone is poor, and then if you're poor, you have no time, you have no money to train in traditional culture, and then because there's less people doing it, now the headmasters or headquarters, each top of the ryuhai, the styles, will have to try to take more money from their students, by doing even more, license or, exams or competitions, and taking more and more money from everyone. And especially because when they do the exams, like for example, getting up to the next dan in, for example, Yaido, or getting licensed for a shakuhachi player, the bamboo flute player and such, the exams are getting more expensive but really, really easy. Because if you say the headmasters would say, for example, you have not been able to pass this test, because you're not having enough skills, there's a risk of that person quitting, right? So the headmasters can't risk that, because if they have less people, there will be less people paying money for them. Basically, they're customers now, and it's because of that, the exams are really more expensive but very easy. And even the people who do have like a higher dan or license and whatever art it is, the levels are getting really, really low now. Yeah. And again, Japan, because we communicate based on the, what should I say, the title of our names, like I am it could be, I'm the president of this company, or I'm the superior of this whatever. The names and license are much more important than actual skills. Yeah, so people want that, and once they get that, that's the end. So I really feel that Japan, although it is the place, it is the land of where the Japanese traditional culture obviously was born and was raised, is definitely not a place where you can prosper anymore from here. Yeah. If we just keep Japanese culture within Japan, Japanese culture, I personally feel, from my point of view, at least right now, is going to die out. I really hoped it would have been best if I could try to, again, preserve and evolve traditional culture just within Japan. But from my point of view right now, it's going to be really, really difficult. Extremely difficult. To the point that I feel is impossible. So right now, what I'm thinking is that I will definitely continue to train in all of the traditional culture that I'm doing right now. Even in the future, 20, 30 years, I'll still keep on training. But I really feel that in the future, I really have to move out of Japan at some point to go to an environment where is more flat, I guess, more what should I say, can start on the same line kind of thing. In Japan, no matter what you want to start doing in the world of traditional culture, there's been a lot of history and tradition, and that's not how it was done kind of stuff, you know. I really feel that when I train in my second Duha of EI, the Yushinkan. Yushin-Ryu actually only has a history of just a few decades. Yeah. And you would think, well, okay, so that Duha doesn't have that much experience. That's probably not a good Duha. But no, a lot of Japanese people tend to say that. But no, it's really flexible. You know, they would allow us to do YouTube. They have a lot of social media. They have a very beautiful website. It's really easy to understand and send messages, you know. And they're open-minded because they don't have any of the barriers of, you know, that's not how it's supposed to be kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So I really feel that I want to move out to a country. I have no clue where I'm going to be going. That's something I'm going to be looking for once I actually do, when the time actually comes for me to be able to move out of Japan. But anyways, I really feel right now that in about, maybe I am 28 years old soon, on July 27th, by the way. I'm pretty sure the time I'm posting this podcast, I'm still haven't turned 28 yet, but yes, I'm maybe by the time I turn maybe a little bit before 40, that's pretty really long actually in the future, maybe my late 30s possibly, I'm thinking of actually moving out of Japan and basically changing my home base somewhere else. Now, I will be coming back to Japan at least twice a year, I think, to, like, for example, go home for about a few weeks, and during that a week or two, I'll be really focused on my training, you know, going to all 5 of my training, you know, during the whole few weeks, and then come back, you know, and keep teaching or starting businesses and such. Yeah. Right now, I think I definitely have to find a country that allows, first of all, katana to be in their country. Yeah. Maybe a place that's already welcoming for Iaido or katana or something like that. I mean, I think katana is the only thing that I really need to be careful of. I'm sorry, that's my second daughter crying. Otherwise, I mean, like tea ceremony, no theater. There aren't any specific things that we're not allowed to bring into any country, you know. So that probably won't be a problem. Yeah. But the katana would definitely be a problem, so that's something I would have to look out for. But anyways, yeah, if you have any ideas of which country I could go to, please let me know. I'm not 100% sure which way I'm gonna be going at that timing, but it'd be just for fun if you could let me know your recommendations. Maybe if it's your own country, that's completely fine too. You can let me know. Yeah, and to get there in the next 10 years, to be able to have enough skills and experience to be able to leave Japan and start a new organization. I'll probably be starting a completely new organization with my team. So far, my plans right now is to do that outside of Japan and continue to train and also expand the world of Japanese traditional culture there, you know, creating a new home base there, and coming back to Japan once in a while for training. And to do that, to get to that level, right now I'm really thinking that starting and working in the tourism industry is going to be one of the really major things that we need to challenge ourselves in. And I've been talking to you guys, you know, listening to my podcast, thank you so much all the time, that I'll be looking forward to doing a samurai experience where you get to cut up the mats and also take part in a tea ceremony, and you kind of get to understand how the samurais train physically, but also try to take balance mentally by taking part in tea ceremonies and such. But this is mainly focused on my skills, basically. I mean, Tomoko will be taking part of the tea ceremony part, but that's not the main part of the experience, right? So I really do want to have all of my team members to have their own cultural experience facility in Kyoto, and welcoming guests. And for that, though, we'll definitely need a lot more staff to help out with everything. So I'm thinking of maybe doing internship for college students in Kyoto, and that's probably going to be the best way for me to achieve try to make the younger generations have a brighter future kind of thing. Give them a chance to kind of get to actually meet the people from overseas and work with them and teach them how we would do our hospitality, or maybe even learn about traditional culture itself and so on and so forth. I think it'd be a great chance to do that. Yeah. So in the future, I think, of course, Team Last Ask Shogo, right now, the 4 of us will continue to be the leaders of our team. So the 4 of us will probably meet up once a week to do our meeting. Maybe, of course, we'll still be doing YouTube. So maybe have one day for filming, and all of the other days, Each of us will have our own traditional culture experience facility, and we'll be running that, and brushing up our skills so that in the future we'll be able to move out to the future. This is just the plan that I have right now, but I thought it's really pretty concrete for me, and I'm pretty sure it will be changing, but I think the core of my plan will not be changing for a while. So I just wanted to share this idea with you today in this podcast. So then everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. My second daughter's been crying the whole time. I don't know what happened. So I know there's a lot of people studying Japanese willing to come to Japan to travel, study, or work, or even train in our traditional culture and such. I got stuck there. But I'm really afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because we're facing a lot of social problems. We are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life trying to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do that, the nearest goal I have right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on my main channel. So our likes and comments will help to boost our videos to new viewers who have never seen our channel before in terms of algorithm. So it'd be great if it can help us out. Alright guys, thanks so much. I'm actually almost about to be late to take Hinata to kindergarten, so I have to get going today. There's so many things I want to talk to you guys as soon as possible, so I'll be recording a different podcast about that. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.